Hallo, daar ben ik weer. Nou, dit is een heel erg interessant filmpje. Hoe demonen jouw energie stelen. We gaan het filmpje starten.
In this video, I'm going to talk about sexual magnetism, or how male attraction works. This is something not taught in public schools. Even many private schools probably won't teach this, because it's not considered part of the curriculum to be an employee. Because the modern day school system only prepares you to be an employee, to be employed, or to have your own business in line with the system of capitalism. Things about your spiritual nature, spirit being, is often left out. Even many churches won't teach you these things. That's why the enemy has an advantage in luring people into Eastern mysticism. Because look at it this way. If there is basic knowledge about you as a spirit being that you're not taught, that doesn't cancel out your spirit being. So anyone who does have this knowledge can misuse it against you. And that's what often happens. Now, I've spoken about energy fields before. In the sketch, let me make it bigger. You see, hold on. Let me go over here. Yes. Here you see a male. Hold on. Yes, here it is. This is the physical body. I don't have to explain that. Okay? You are a spirit being in the body. As a spirit, you have three centers. In some religions, you claim there are more, but you have three basic centers. In your chest, you have the soul. That's where your operating system is. You have the magnetic center in the head, go to the brain, because the brain is the center of the body. That's why you also have a magnetic center around the brain, or electromagnetic center, however you want to call it. You have also your radar, that's between your kidneys. Your radar is what goes off when there's dangerous contention around. Okay? In some religions, they call these things chakras, and they make a whole pyramid game of it, but just explain it. You have three main centers in you as a spirit being, and those correspond with how your body is constructed. So you as a spirit being cannot operate without the body. So when the body expires, you can't be active. So there's no such thing as deceased relatives talking to you or guiding you or watching over you. It doesn't exist. Okay, let me continue. Here you have the edge of the energy field, which is a bit thick, and with a male energy field, of course, is bigger than a female one. A male energy field is quite intense and heavy. There's a lot of energy pull in it. And outside the edge, you have emissions. That's what comes out of you as a spirit being. And emissions is what you leave behind wherever you go. So if you're at the bus station or you're at the meeting at the office, you emit something in the environment, energetically speaking. So you are an emitter. Females also emit, like all human beings emit, but males are the emitters because their energy fields are heavy and big. They emit a lot into the climate. But I already spoke about feminine power earlier on, so you can watch about feminine power, watch that YouTube series. Okay, so this is how male is. Okay? Now, let's go further. The human being, in this case the male, can also use his energy field as a tool. And many use it without being aware of it. It's human to do it, but some just don't know they're doing it. That means that when a male focuses on something, his radar sends out a vibration to the environment, like a charge around. And the energy field then begins to draw everything that's similar to vibration that's sent out. So let's say a guy, because that's the example I've given here, let's say a guy is depressed, or not even depressed, but has a negative thinking pattern. That heavy, low energy is what the radar sends out. And then the energy field is then conditioned to draw near and into itself that negative vibe is sent out. So what's going to happen then? Of course, he still emits to the environment, but if the emission is low, let's say if the shock that's sent from the radar is low, then demons will sense this. Demons will sense this. And demons who are often inhabiting dark clouds will push themselves close to the energy field of the male that gave that low vibration, that low shock to the environment. And what happens then, when the demons then, with their dark clouds, move close to the energy field of that male, the radar will pick up that there is contention. So the radar will give a warning. But because the radar also emitted, or also gave a shock of that same vibration, the body, despite that the body is warned that negative contention around, the body has become acclimatized to the negative contention. So now the negative contention comes closer and closer, and the energy field sucks it in. The radar gives off that something is wrong. The body will sense it, but because the state of mind is negative, that overrules the bodily warnings. Okay? Because it's the state of mind that determines the quality of the energy field. And it's a state of mind that determines whether someone's inner radar functions properly or not. Inner radar functions anyway, but it's the rest of your being responding appropriately to the inner radar. In this case, it isn't. So the negative energy comes close and close, and it's sucked into the energy pool. Let's say, in this case, you have a female walking around and her energy field is polluted. Really, her mind, she's mentally gone and is completely filthy. The emissions are heavy. What happens is, because this guy has a low frequency installed in his energy field by his own thinking, the happiness begins to draw close to him. Because remember, he is a heavy creature. Males are heavy. So when that happiness turns into itself, it will attract whatever it installs to attract. Okay, so in this case, it's a negative state of mind, and the happiness is turned inwardly. That's how desire works. It's when your energy field turns inwardly, and that's why it attracts everything that's in line with whatever is installed in that, how do I say, I won't say inversion, but in that inner focus. So that's how it goes. In this case, it's negative, so the happiness of this chick gravitates towards his energy field, and it goes inside of him. So he's being polluted day after day, and he's not even aware of it. So when this is going on, the guy himself will not notice that he is being polluted day after day, because his energy field is big compared to that of the female. So he can carry a lot of waste in his energy field, and he's not even aware of it, until it becomes way too heavy and it weighs down on his physical body. Then he will realize, oh, no, something's wrong here. But then often it's way too late. And often then, demons are already all around him to feed off him. And the demons then, because the male is a sexual being and he has the power of sex, they will use his sexual nature to attract females to him that will be his demise. The demons will do that. Or if you have a female around that's negatively laden, and you have this guy who's like this, they will feel attracted to the guy. Now, why am I teaching you this? It's because this is knowledge that can save your life. Let's give an example here. Let's say you have Joe. and Joe is a malignant narcissist, or he's just a narc. He has a negative state of mind. Okay? He's a male, so his energy feels heavy. And the desire works, the energy is turned inwards, so it begins to attract everything of low quality. Now, let's say you have a female. Her energy feels not completely polluted, like this one over here, but it has some waste here and there. Because she has some waste here and there, the male attraction, the male gravity, will attract all that waste towards him. So she will end up feeling attracted to the guy. And she thinks it's a natural attraction, while it's not. And while this is going on, the demons that are around will also pull the female into this energy pool of this guy. So let's say you're a female and you encounter a guy and you're so into the guy, you can't stop thinking about him. He comes to your mind even when you don't want to. The world will tell you you're in love. You just need to get into it. You just need to work things out. This is the one. No, 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 no. Absolutely not true. What's going on is you have a guy who's in a negative, and you have demons that take advantage of his negative state, and the demons are drawing you into a trap. Now, don't get me wrong. If a guy has a healthy mind, he has desires, he will attract people too. And there are people, whether male or female, that are negatively laden, that will come to dump their negativity on that guy. If you have a positive attraction, you will have folks that will come to dump on you. That's how it goes in this world. Okay? But even then, if someone is in line with Christ, that dumping will backfire. Okay? It will cast back to the one that sent it, or it cast into the environment. But if some guy is not in line with Christ, he's not even positive in his thinking, and he's negative, then you will feel attracted to him, ladies, but it will not be natural. It will then be the waste that's inside of your energy field that gravitates towards him. And because you don't know it, that you have energetic waste, you think it's you that's attracted to him. That's not the case at all. And what happens is that demons tend to mask this. So when you have waste in your energy field as a female, the demons can use that to blur your perception. So you may see a guy, you feel this attraction pull towards him, so you think it's you think it's natural. And the demons then can eat a lot of the negative emissions, and because they eat much of the emissions of the guy, you don't sense the intensity of the guy, because every male is intense. Males are intense beings. So you should feel an intensity when you're around a male. But when some guy is in the negative and he's polluted in his energy fields, and demons are around, those are paranormal parasites, are eating all the emissions out of his and out of his shield. If the demons eat all those emissions, you won't sense any intensity with the guy. The demons are doing this to give you the impression as if the guy is safe to be around. Because women with energetic waste can't relate well to masculinity. They perceive masculinity as a threat that needs to be managed. And feminism feeds this wrong way of thinking. And demons know this. Demons are the ones behind all those lies to begin with. So they know that if you're a female, you have energetic waste in your energy field, you can't relate well to masculinity. So if you have a guy who is toxic, you will probably not notice it. But if you feel attracted to him, and you feel this waste emission come from him, you may back off. So what do demons do? They eat all the emissions outside of the energy shield. And this happens in such a way that the guy will appear very charming, very loving, very kind, very understanding. He will have this quote-unquote feminine vibe. He's not a female, he can't have an actual feminine vibe, but his appearance appears feminine. Not that he's effeminate, wearing dresses, lipstick, and all that, but he has a feminine appearance almost. He may have tattoos and all of that, but you don't sense any intensity, which you should, because he has an intense energy field, so the image is ugly intense also. Now you know what's going on, ladies. It's demons trapping you. All males are energetic magnets. Male desire is when the mind of the male turns the energy field into itself, which causes whatever frequency the mind is at to draw anything that's similar to what's in the mind. It doesn't work like this. You have folks out there that teach that if you think about Bugatti, that sooner or later a Bugatti will come to you. That's not how it works. That's fantasy. It works like this. If a guy is happy and is hopeful for his future, the energy field is, of course, it's intense, but it's also quite light. It's intense. It's not happy, but it's, let me say like this. It's like having fire that burns all the time. The fire is intense, but it's not heavy waste, okay? So when he has this fierce longing because he has a hopeful attitude, everything that's around him that is hopeful will gravitate towards him. Unfortunately, people that negatively laden will also feel this attraction. They will attack this attraction to dump the negativity on him, unfortunately, but that's not his fault. He is in a positive state of mind. That doesn't mean that if he thinks about ice cream, suddenly ice cream will appear to him. That's not how it works. So let me clarify one thing. I said males are happy creatures. And then I talk about negative energy. Male happiness is natural. But when that happiness is not in movement, it becomes toxic. It becomes like sticky slime. The same with a female, because a female also has emissions, but her emissions are smaller, of course. So if a guy becomes born again and he is renewed in his mind, he walks by faith, he emits fierce intensity through his own energy field. This burns away all the heavy energy plus all the energy concepts in his energy field, and this intensity will be sensed by those around him, and he has backup from the Holy Spirit himself. So when the attacks come, he has backup from the Most High inside of him. Now, what does this have to do with sexual magnetism? It is because males, as sexual beings, operate in a magnetic manner. Remember what I said in the beginning of this recording. The radar gives off shock. And this shock will draw everything that's in line with the shock. And the shock comes from the mind. The radar will still sense whether it's danger or not. But in this case, because if the shock that's sent out is negative, the mind will acclimatize to the negative that will come towards the guy. You get it? Now look, females also are to some extent energy magnets. But they are magnets in the sense that they withdraw emissions from a male and they then transmit this and amplify it to the environment. That's the strength of females. Males can also attract things into their fields, but they are 99% of the time the emitters. Females are the transmitters. A male can transmit when it relates to little children. For example, let's say You have a father, and a 4-year-old is crying all the time. She's upset that he can, how would I say, he can take in the happiness that's on the child, process it, and he emits positive energy in its place. Males can do that in relation with children, as father figures. Females can do that far better because that's their strength to transmit. Males are designed to emit, but they also attract. Now, females can also attract, but it often goes through masculine energy. This video has been 20 minutes already. I've taken my time to explain this to you. If there are still things that are unclear, you can send me an email. I prefer to send me an email, especially if it involves a situation you've been through and you want me to check if I see a pattern in it.
Super interessant, hè? Nou, tot later.